Structure is everything in communication. And I've said this in a lot of videos, but if you cannot be structured with your own thinking, then you cannot be structured in the way that you're communicating. And the reason why structure is so important is because human beings like to digest information in a structured way. How does one develop clear thinking? Well, there's a few different ways you can probably do it, but just to throw a few out there. And so I've got 3 examples here. The first is how to communicate effectively, which is kind of an idea that I would want to explain to an audience. The second is why God exists, which is an example of maybe an argument that you want to make to someone. And then we have a question down here of why is profitability declining? So we're taking something that's a little bit more tangible and more business oriented for this third example. I take the same exact approach to every single type of problem, and it doesn't matter what kind of idea, topic, or question it is that you're trying to explain. If you have a rock solid approach and a methodology to the madness, then it should not matter what you are trying to explain or who you're trying to explain it to. So I've built my YouTube channel of over 150,000 subscribers largely by making these very simple whiteboard style explanation videos. And in the past, I've gotten a ton of questions about how it is that I go about creating these whiteboard visuals, what my thought process is, and just generally how to whiteboard more effectively. And so today's going to be a really exciting video because we're going to talk about how to visualize your thoughts in a way where, one, it improves your own understanding of the topic you're trying to teach or explain or learn about, and two, how you can use it most effectively to communicate your ideas to someone at work or in your personal life or at school. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, my name's Matt. I'm currently working in strategy and ops at Google. Before that, I was a management consultant, and I make these videos because I enjoy it, but also because I wish that a younger version of me had this knowledge. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, when you are trying to visualize an idea or really understand an idea, I think that the first thing that you should think about is, how can I break down this concept so that I understand it better? How can I break it down into first principles, which are the most basic components of any thing, concept, topic, or idea? And so the goal that you should have in the beginning is, 1, understand by breaking things down, and then 2, answer any questions that naturally come to mind. But let's talk about how to create then a visual or a mind map where it's very easy to understand and explain a complex concept or idea. There's 3 steps, and it's really simple. Step 1 is you want to start with the central idea, topic, or question. Step 2 is once you have that idea, topic, or question, you want to create a framework of supporting evidence, ideas, or questions around that central idea. And this is extremely, extremely important because that is where you start to break things down into different parts and go into detail in each separate subcategory. And then finally, once you've built the mind map, you want to obviously verbalize it and talk out loud and try to explain it to first yourself and then someone else to figure out whether or not you actually understand the thing that you're trying to explain. But I figured the best way to actually explain this to you guys and without simply telling you that you should do this or you should do that is to actually walk you through a few examples of how I would do this in real time. And so I've got 3 examples here. The first is how to communicate effectively, which is kind of an idea that I would want to explain to an audience. The second is why God exists, which is an example of maybe an argument that you want to make to someone. And then we have a question down here of why is profitability declining? So we're taking something that's a little bit more tangible and more business oriented for this third example. And what you're going to find is that the approach that I use for all 3 is going to be identical, and it's going to be the same, but the result that you're going to get, regardless of what kind of idea, topic, or question it is you're still going to get a very organized, structured framework for explaining this topic or explaining your argument or answering or getting to the bottom of that question. So let's get into it. Let's do the first one, which is how to communicate effectively. And so there are 3 main questions you always want to be thinking through when you are building the framework. You want to first start with what, why, and then how. So when I'm trying to explain to someone or make a video about how to communicate effectively, the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, before we even answer that, what does it mean to communicate effectively, right? What does it mean to communicate well, right? What does it mean? You can't explain it if you don't align everyone first on what it even means to communicate effectively and what the definition is. And then you want to talk about, why does this matter? Why does this matter? Why should your audience care about communicating effectively? What benefit, what value are they going to get from learning to communicate better, right? Maybe they're going to get a raise at work, or maybe they're going to have better relationships with people in their personal life because they can communicate their thoughts and emotions more effectively. Or maybe they are just going to be able to come across more intelligent in their interactions with people. There's a whole host of reasons why someone should care and why it does matter to them. And then finally, only once we've answered those two questions do we then get to the how of how do you actually do it effectively. And this is where you want to still be structured and you want to think through, okay, if I were to think about communication, how does one improve communication? Well, there's probably two buckets, right? The first is you probably improve the thinking behind the words themselves. So you would split this into thinking. And then you would also want to think about the actual delivery of those thoughts when you actually verbalize them. So that's the delivery aspect of it. Now, within clear thinking and then clear delivery, you could segment this even further. And so we could think about, okay, how does one develop clear thinking? Well, there's a few different ways you can probably do it, but just to throw a few out there, maybe this involves breaking things down into first principles. Maybe this also means doing something like the Feynman technique and trying to teach it to yourself. Or maybe it means really going back and studying the material and learning and understanding the concept that you are trying to teach because you don't understand it nearly as well as you thought you did. Now, if we flip to the delivery side, how does one improve their communication when it comes to verbal delivery? Well, you can split this into one, the actual word choice, and then two, the way that they're actually saying the words. So things like the tone and the voice and the volume, right? So as you can see, and this is a little bit too small, so I'm not going to write it down, but as you can see, you can segment things really, really far down and become very, very detailed. But the goal here is I'm trying to keep things somewhat organized and structured so that it's easy for someone with less context than you to understand it when you start explaining it. Not only is this going to make it easier for you to explain it to someone else, but it's also going to force you to really think hard about whether or not the things that you're putting down even make sense. And again, kind of like writing, visualizing and putting down your thoughts on a whiteboard or on a piece of paper is the best way, one of the best ways, to figure out whether or not you actually understand that thing as well as you think you did. But let's talk about the next example here, which is why God exists. So let's say we want to make an argument. Why God exists? Well, let's go back up here again. Let's go through the what, why, and the how. Okay, so before we try to convince someone of why God exists or why there is a God, we probably need to define what is our definition of God. And sorry if this is a little bit messy. I'm going fast here. And then why? Why should someone care? Right? You should probably care because if you're someone living on this earth and you believe that there is a greater power, or if you don't believe that there's a greater power out there who's influencing the events in this world, it's still relevant to you to understand the arguments behind why God may or may not exist. And then finally, we get to the how of how do we then prove that God exists? And this is where you'll see people with many different arguments. If you've studied philosophy to any extent, you'll know that there are different things. There's the moral argument, which essentially is the argument that because there appears to be an objective moral code amongst human beings on this earth, then that has to point to the existence of a moral divine being. There's also things like the ontological argument. There's the design argument, which argues that because our world is so complex and somehow everything still seems to fit together in a perfectly designed way, that has to suggest the existence of an intelligent creator. And there's a lot of other arguments as well. But the point I'm trying to get across here is simply that once you get to the how, that's when you start breaking things down. You always want to start with the what and then the why, which accomplishes one, making sure everyone's aligned on the definition and on the context, and then two, explaining to them what kind of value is being provided and why they should continue watching you explain this thing in a 15, 20, 30-minute whiteboard video, right? Once you achieve those, only then do you go into the how. You ask those important questions and you break it down in a structured way so that it's really easy for someone with very little context or who doesn't understand this thing as well as you do. It's very easy for them to get at least a little bit closer, maybe not meet your same level of understanding, but get closer to your level of understanding. Structure is everything in communication. And I've said this in a lot of videos, but if you cannot be structured with your own thinking, then you cannot be structured in the way that you're communicating. And the reason why structure is so important is because human beings like to digest information in a structured way. And so if you give someone information in an unstructured manner, essentially what you're doing is you're putting a lot of mental load, a lot of cognitive load onto them to essentially try and piece the building blocks together in a structured way because you did not deliver it to them in the easiest format to consume. So let's get back to this third example though, which is why is profitability declining? And so this is a question. And so this is in a situation where maybe I don't actually know the answer, but I want to design an approach, a problem-solving approach, such that I can eventually get to the root cause of the problem and then ideally come up with a solution. So how do I do this? Well, again, let's ask ourselves the what, the why, and the how. So why is profitability declining? Well, question number one, what does it mean to be profitable? Now, I know some of you probably heard that and you're like, that's such a basic question, but hear me out. If you ask yourself, what does profit even mean? This gets at a really important aspect of first principles thinking, which is, okay, let's break it down into the most basic components. So maybe we should think about something related to revenue or expenses, but more on that later. The why, which is why should we care that profitability is declining, is obviously pretty easy to understand, right? Assuming you're a management consultant or you're an advisor that's brought on to advise management on why profitability is declining, they care that profitability is declining because it's going to impact the shareholders, it's going to impact their pay package, it's going to impact everything related to the company. And then lastly though, how then do we get to the root cause? How do we get to the root cause? And this is where we want to start building out our framework again. And so remember that in the beginning, I established profit as being just revenue less expense. That gives us a really solid starting point to develop a framework where the two main buckets are going to be things that impact revenue and things that impact your costs. And within each of those, inside of the revenue bucket, we know mathematically that revenue is equal to the number of units being sold, assuming this is a product business, times the price of each unit. And so we can break it down into things that impact price and things that impact the quantity being sold. Similarly, on the cost side, we can break down costs into our fixed and variable costs. And so as you can see, I'm again taking a structured approach to breaking things down. And I know that ultimately there is going to be something related to revenue or costs that is contributing to the decline in profitability. It could be only related to revenue, it could be only related to costs, or it could be multiple things that are all contributing to lowering revenue and increasing costs, which would decrease overall profitability. But again, if you've watched this far into the video, I think you're probably starting to notice that I take the same exact approach to every single type of problem, and it doesn't matter what kind of idea, topic, or question it is that you're trying to explain. If you have a rock-solid approach and a methodology to the madness, then it should not matter what you are trying to explain or who you're trying to explain it to. Because at the end of the day, if you can simply break down a problem into its most basic components and then organize the main ideas and questions in a structured way, which again makes it the easiest for human brains to process, then your communication ability and your ability to explain literally anything to someone in a way that makes them instantly grasp it and think to themselves, wow, like so-and-so is just so good at explaining stuff. I can't put my finger on why they're so good at it, but I just understood so well. That's what's going to happen to you if you're able to do all of those things. But anyways, I hope you guys found this one helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions at all, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.